AGS Ultimage, brought to you by Essential Oils and Essences. Infuse your environment with their natural Reiki and crystal-infused Yogini Girl essential oil sprays to lift the energy of your space and body. Available in 4 unique scents: invigorating citrus and herb bliss, soothing floral calm, intoxicating and sensual love, and classic clearing. Try one today.
Hey Aries, this is Hal for HES Ultimage, and this is your channel forecast for the month of December. I do personal readings. If you want one, go to hesultimage.com, spelled just like the channel. They start at just $20. Alright, getting into your message. Alright, to start, you have one really big message this month. And it's funny, it's really different than a lot of the others. A lot of people are getting social messages. Yours is very personal. Alright, you will learn and come around to some idea, notion, etc. That's something that will help you keep going. That is unexpected. And I'm telling you right now, it has to do with your identity because I write these key points at the beginning. And then as the message fleshes out, then I really get very pinpointed on it. But yeah, it has to do with your identity. And the idea is that something unexpected is going to be happening to your identity, okay? And I'm going to be able to give you a lot of examples because this warrants examples. It could be something about your personal identity, whether that's, it could be your relationship status, because that's a part of identity. For some people, that's something that could be unexpected, that changes, whether it's you become in a relationship, you leave a relationship, etc. It could be something about, okay, I always use these as examples. It could be things about your sexual identity. It could be your political identity, because politics right now is pretty heated right now, and some people might be changing their minds about certain things. Either way, there's no other implication to that comment. Leaving that to your imagination. Oh, America. Then, you know, for other people, it could also be things about, you know, it could always even be about, you know, religious or spiritual identity that changes, because that can be something big that changes, or even things about things that you want to learn or teach yourself, or even your career, because that can be a big change too that happens that's, you know, unexpected with your identity. Because this is the other thing. The other thing is that it's going to be taking you in a different direction. All right? And this can be like an emotional direction, or it's something that's a part of your identity or emotion that shifts your direction is the idea. And that's what I was really getting. The idea is it's something that's happening internally that's going to cause you to redirect, reroute in some area of life, okay? Because it's pretty open as to which area of life. Sometimes I'll get something like more pinpointed with that, but this is across the board, okay? Yeah, and something that's, you know, very different, but will help you grow and evolve. And this is the other thing that I got, but only you. So it's like, it's more about you than somebody else or something else. So the change that's happening, or this unexpected new turn that you want to take, or that you're coming towards, it's mostly about you and less about that it's going to influence this person, that person, and the other person, or anything like that. Like, even if you were getting into a relationship or leaving a relationship, it's about you. All right? So that's really where it's coming from. That it's a critical, I want to say it's a critical change to your identity that's going to happen. And again, it's something that you wouldn't have guessed, like, at least initially. And this might be like months ago that you like started to have glimmers, but then maybe this is the month that it really takes shape or takes critical form. But it's something that's big. And I got that very directly. It's a big change. It's a big change or a big shift in, you know, what you expect yourself to be and who you expect yourself to be. Okay? All right. Dissolve tightly held perceptions of who you are. This is not always true, so you must change and redefine yourself. Nobody stays exactly the same all the time. And, you know, we can maintain core parts of who we are, but we do change as we grow, always. And it's like, and sometimes things in our life can stay the same as long as they remain relevant and relative. And sometimes they have to change too with us, all right? Okay, and in addition to that, this will lead you to new paths, as I've been mentioning a lot. Sometimes I hit these again because, you know, I channel the message first, I put down the pinpoints, and then I start talking, and sometimes I hit them again. Doesn't matter. As long as the message gets out to you the full way, I make sure I go through all the pinpoints just to make sure I get it all out there. All right, next one. You are learning a more clear or, okay, I want you to think about it as the optometrist office. Um, Give me a second. Okay, sorry. I had to confirm there. I don't have to do that as often in videos. I was getting that that's not the best analogy. You're discovering other nuances to who you are. Okay, good. Because at first I was going to compare it to being like a finer or more refined nuance, but this is just totally different, yeah. Okay, good. All right, of yourself, and you must allow yourself to push your notions or plans that you had for who you were. And I'm going to be very frank, because I used to have this, okay? I used to have this as part of my identity. I was so damn convinced about what my future was going to be, and I was so dead set on it that I figured I could just push and push and push, and it would happen, and I would get there. And I only had this one idea of who I wanted to be and what I wanted to become. And then all of a sudden, a lot of things changed. And then I kind of started going with the flow of life. And I discovered exactly who I was supposed to become. And the moment that I did that, it's like things started to snap into place. And life just started to fall into a little bit more of a graceful, okay, good. Of a graceful kind of flow to it. It's like certain things would just fall into place in a way that were a little bit more, okay, you know when sometimes you have an ego desire or a certain goal and it seems like everything is against you? It's because when things like that happen, sometimes it's just a matter of timing and holding patterns, and sometimes you're really not supposed to even be doing that. And, you know, I've got videos about, you know, and theories that I've discussed before about your higher self and things like that, and I'm not going to go into those now. But the idea is, if you know a change is happening inside of you, don't go, silly self, don't change, keep the status quo. You know, you have to evolve. It's a necessity of your existence. We don't feel these things arbitrarily. You know, we don't feel things arbitrarily when it comes to if we're starting to think that we're shifting, you know, and these are, okay. All right, these are triggers, okay? And sometimes it's going to cause us to reevaluate something and then discover that we want to go in a new direction. Sometimes for other people, it's, you know, they reevaluate and they discover that they were already in the right place. For you, for this month, it's about a new direction. All right, good. But I wanted to give the benefit of the doubt that it's, you know, not always about changing, but just for this month, for you, it is, okay? All right. Yeah, okay, yeah, again, dissolving the notions and plans of who you are should be. Again, if you have, like, that 5-year plan thing, and that drives me nuts, because I'm like, nobody can plan 5 years, because you never know what's going to happen in your life, and then everything has to change. It's better to just stay open, guys, and stay open to the changes that are coming, because when you feel them, they're for a reason, okay? Like, so if you want to take this for what it is this month, your instincts, okay, are always valuable. And instinct and intuition is really just another part of human evolution that helps you access, like, who you should be becoming. And so often we try and push it away, but at the end of the day, it's really valuable. Okay. All right. You can be something special, or like something different and special, I should say. But that doesn't have to be what you plan to be. Okay? And this is really big. Because sometimes we get so locked in about, well, this is what I'm going to do, and this is what I'm going to school for, this is what I worked on for so many years of my life, whatever. And then all of a sudden everything changes. It's like we have to be able to at least entertain that feeling of change. Like, even if it winds up becoming, you start doing that as something that's a hobby, or a part-time job, or volunteer work, or doing things in a community sense, like Big Brother, Big Sister program and that kind of stuff. Like, when people feel these things that it's like, that they're being compelled to fill a need of their identity, whether that's, with that one example, it's about mentorship. With another example, it could be feeling like you're doing more in the world with your community or supporting others who might be less fortunate. Um, it could be, again, about things about your base identity. But again, at the end of the day, and this is it, because I want to come back to it, even if you start doing things for community or other things like that or mentorship, remember, it's about you. That's the whole thing about the December realizations that we're having, or December unexpected changes of what we want to experience. It's all about you this month when it comes to those realizations. Even if they start to involve other people, it's about your growth and your evolution, okay? All right, so I wish you great luck with that. Again, if you want personal readings, I do them, hesultimage.com, and I will see you later.